In last Friday's closet clear out, I unearthed piano music from my teen years. Not being able to play the piano never stopped me from purchasing my favorite songs. The stack included Bryan Adams' Everything I Do It For You, Billy Joel's Lullaby, Eric Clapton's Tears in Heaven, Lone Star's Amazed, and Blessed Union of Souls, I Believe. When I saw that pile of 90s music, I knew what David and I were doing that Friday evening. David gamely played the piano, and I sang with joy and jubilation. We sounded awful. It was glorious. I sang about romantic love, love that happens after a family member dies, and love that is the answer. 25 years or so after their purchase, some of the songs have aged better than others. Some lyrics made me giggle with their silliness. Others tire at their repetition. As I sang, I believe love is the answer and love will find the way for about the 40th time, I realized that this music as a teenager was one of the ways I expressed my prayers for the world. Listening to them on CDs and singing along at the time were moments of nearing a feeling of hope and love that I couldn't yet put words to myself. This Christmas, many of our traditions have had to change. We are all mourning the loss of some of them, especially people whom we miss. It's important to notice that loss. I am missing you as I look at this camera and picture your faces. Some of us are breathing a secret sigh of relief at letting a tradition go that we've never liked but felt pressure to do. Some of us are adapting or creating new ways of celebrating Christ's birth, spiritual practices that may become traditions or practices that may be just for this year. Preaching and presiding on Christmas Day is one of my traditions. This is my 6th year here with you all, this time in a new way. This could have been the year that I let the tradition go. In the past, I have volunteered because I love being with the people of my faith community on Christmas Day, a part of the celebration that I took for granted up until this year. But once again in liturgy meeting, I found myself saying, I'll do Christmas Day before I even thought about it. And afterwards, I had to ask myself, why am I here? Like singing that music a week ago, Christmas Day for me is a moment of nearing a feeling of hope, a feeling of love that I can't put words to by myself. I need God's sacred stories read once again and Christmas hymns sung within the context of my faith community to remember. Christmas feels like the beginning of God's love letter to us. Every year I am reminded that we are beloved children of God. You, me, all of us are beloved children of God. Unlike the music from the 90s, the opening of the Gospel of John, a few decades shy of 2,000 years old, has aged well. John invites us to remember the cosmic wonder of God's creation. God, the Word, the light, the darkness, all of it a part of God's creation, and as Genesis says, all of it good. John connects Jesus to the beginning of creation and brings Jesus' life into the everyday. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. This is the point in the Gospel of John, when Jesus becomes incarnate, when God loves us so much that God came to be among us as one of us. As some translations say, when God pitched a tent among us. My temptation as a preacher is to explain everything in a way that fixes our problems. But all I can do is invite you into the holy mystery, the love of God with us. What I am noticing this year is that God did not wait for the perfect, peaceful moment to become one of us. In the Gospel of Matthew, after Jesus is born, the ruler at the time, Herod, wants to kill him. Jesus' family flees to another country, Egypt, to save his life. And throughout Jesus' story, we hear of unjust structures in the society and leadership during Jesus' time. Through this, we hear that whatever is happening in our world, in our neighborhoods, in our lives, God will not be kept out. God is with us. God is with us in our pain, our joy, our everyday. God was with us yesterday, is today, and will be tomorrow. God invites us into the holy love story of God's life on this Christmas as we remember what that love looks like. Isabel Carter Haywood, one of the first women ordained an Episcopal priest with the Philadelphia 11, writes this: "Love, like truth and beauty, is concrete. Love is not fundamentally a sweet feeling, not at heart a matter of sentiment, attachment, or being drawn toward. Love is active, affective, a matter of making reciprocal and mutually beneficial relation with one's friends and enemies. Love creates righteousness or justice here on earth. For this reason, loving involves commitment. We are not automatic lovers of self, others, world, or God. Love does not just happen. We're not love machines, puppets on the strings of a deity called love. Love is a choice. Love is a conversion to humanity, a willingness to participate with others in the healing of a broken world and broken lives. Love is what we see lived in Jesus' life. Love that dwells with us and reminds us that we are never alone. As followers of Jesus, we are invited into that love, to respond and to be transformed. My Christmas hope for all of us is the blessing that I often say at the altar rail and at the birth of new babies. May we remember that God's love is all around us. May we remember that God's love is within us. May we remember that God's love is working through us.